It's your boy Real, man. I'm back with another episode, bro. Hey, J Best said I could come on here. I could give 30 seconds to talk about my team, but Dad, I'm getting 2 minutes, 5 minutes to talk about my team, man. Come on, man. Shout out OKC, man. Shout out two, man. Shout out two. Shout out, man. Hey, bro. Hey, Jared, J Best. What I told y'all all season. What I told y'all all season. Come on, bro. What? Come on, man. We too young, bro. We too. I told you. I said, okay, bet, okay, man. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the best player in the NBA, bro. Come on, man. First player since LeBron James doing MVP, scoring champ, man. All this, man. Finals MVP, bro. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man. And the scariest part, this team is gonna be dangerous for the next 10 years. This team is gonna be scarier than the Golden State Warriors dynasty, man. Come on, bro. What? Two. Go ahead, but go beat John Morant in the first round. Derek, you said we couldn't beat John Morant in the first round. Second round, Jake Best. You said Jokic. You said Jokic was too much for us, bro. You said he was too much. Man, advanced round 3. Derek, what happened to Wolves in 5? What happened to Wolves in 5, Jake Best? Wolves in 5? Come on, bro. We went down. We was down 2-1. Jalen, we was down 2-1. You thought we was finna go down 3-1 in Indiana. You was ready to y'all were all ready to write us off. That's why I'm doing this right now. Y'all were ready to write us off. At 3 minutes left, game 3. Y'all was ready to write us off. Y'all was ready. Come on, bro. Shout out Shai, man. Come on, bro. OKC, we back, bro. We back. First to so many, bro. Shout out two, bro. Shout out Shai. Shout out Jalen Williams. Shout out me. Shout out all the real Thunder fans that held us down, bro. Shout out to us. We up. We back up. Wow. Come on, man. We back. We back, bro. We back, man. It feel good, bro. It feel good, bro. It ain't gonna count. Feel good.
Yo, it's your boy J Best, your boy Real, and your boy Jared, and welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, season 3, episode 55. On today's episode, we'll be discussing if the new NBA champs are going to be a dynasty moving forward. Following that, we'll be talking about Kevin Durant going to H-Town. What does that mean for the Rockets? And after that, we're going to give our way too early conference finals predictions for next season. And then to end this episode, we're going to do our new segment called Buy or Sell with NFL teams. All right, before we get into any of that, as always, we want to thank God for waking us up this morning, allowing us to talk about sports, which is something that we love to do. And without him, we would not be here right now. Right. So, fellas, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yo.
All right, man, let's go. Let's get straight to the point. All right, the Thunder just won the NBA Finals in 7 against the Indiana Pacers. All right, Rail off rip. Okay, off rip. Me and Jared owe you somewhat of an apology. All right, and I also made sure that I'm going to say today what I said I was going to say months ago. Right, when I said if Shea can run through this West and win the finals. And I will say this is one of the greatest playoff runs ever, and it actually is. It might actually be one of the greatest seasons ever from an individual player. Scoring champ, right? First team All-NBA, MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, right? Finals champ and then Finals MVP. I mean, what more could he have done? All right, but Jared, we're going to start off with you. All right, we're going to let Real cool down from his little intro. All right, Jared, we're going to start off with you. Is the Thunder going to be a dynasty? Is this a dynasty brewing?
They are built to be a dynasty. Like, they are built to be the next dynasty. They have 3 young stars. You know, Shea, no time soon are we gonna say he's gonna fall off. You know, Jalen Williams, he's coming into his own, and some of those final performances showed me that he's better than I thought, and he's going to be one of those ones in the future. And then you have Chet, who he played great in the finals. You know, he had some off games, but overall, he really helped them win, especially on the defensive side. They have a squad, they have a roster. You know, they have, like, it's almost like the Eagles, honestly. Like, they have that GM that's going to get their team better. They have double-digit amount of draft picks in the coming years. Like, this team is built up to have a dynasty. But do I think that they will, like, win the rings, the amount of rings that it takes to become a dynasty? I don't think so. I think that teams are getting better every single year. The NBA is too competitive. You have too many stars I honestly don't think that we will see another dynasty in the NBA for a long time. I really don't. I think like maybe the next generation of superstars, whenever they come around, and then maybe a team gets formed to be a dynasty. But like it's nothing against the Thunder. I just feel like there's so many teams that we looked at and said, "Oh my God, like this team's gonna run it back. They're gonna repeat. They're gonna become the next dynasty," and they don't. Like it's really, really hard to repeat in the NBA, especially whenever teams are getting better each and every year. And they have to take into account injuries. Like it's hard to run through a whole entire West again and go and win the finals again. Like, that's really hard. Like I feel like they definitely have all the components and all the pieces in place to be a dynasty, but I just don't think they will actually become one in terms of winning multiple more and really racking up the accolades to be determined and classified as a dynasty.
All right, Real, this your squad. So let us know, man. Is the Thunder going to be a dynasty?
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna answer this question truthfully. This team will 100% be a dynasty, and it's just because they're the GM that they have. He built this team for success and for the future. This team isn't like a regular team. Sam Presti is almost like a basketball player on that team, as close as he is to these players. So it's it's gonna be a great dynasty, I think, for at least 10 years. You know, they have the best player in the NBA right now at the age of 26. He hasn't even gotten his prime yet. So just imagine how good he could be. But my question is, this Thunder's team really close, but are they really as close as they say they are? Because y'all are close on the court, y'all are close off the court. But when it comes to paying everybody, what's going to happen? Shay, you look like a great leader on the court. You look like a great teammate on the court, a great leader and teammate off the court. But when it comes to paying everybody, are you willing to not take the supermax in order to pay everybody? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into getting a dynasty. Clay took a little bit less money than a supermax in order to keep that dynasty. Draymond took less than a supermax to keep that dynasty in order to pay everybody else. But to answer my question, I 100% think this Thunder team can and will be a dynasty. I just think that they just gotta continue to stay close. And whenever it comes to paying everybody, y'all gotta remain that close. And you gotta remember, in order to keep everybody, I might not be able to get a max.
All right. I'm going to take what Jarek said and what you just said and combine it together. Um, and that's the reason why I'm going to say they're not going to be a dynasty. Now, I think this team is very scary. I think this team is very good. I just a preview for later on in the episode because some people see my TikTok post. I have them making the conference finals next year, right? But at the end of the day, it's about pay, right? Will they be able to keep everybody? To be able to create the longevity of a dynasty, and not only that, but as Jarek said, we have guaranteed teams to go back to the finals over the past couple of years, and it just didn't happen. Like even that Suns team that lost to the Bucks, he was like, "Oh, they definitely gonna get back." Right, and then Luca happened. That game 7 from Luca, right? Going to the Nuggets. We thought the Nuggets were gonna go back to back, right? We thought that the even the Celtics was gonna go back to back. So we don't necessarily, like Jerry said, we're probably not going to see another team go back to back. Just how competitive this NBA is. But it's Thunder team. They have a chance? Yes, no doubt. But I'm not going to bet on it. Right, that's my only thing. I think nobody really thought that Warriors team that won with Jordan Poole and them was going to necessarily go back to back. But everybody else that has won or he's at least got to the championship, we all thought that they was going to go back for sure, and then it didn't happen. Like it's more likely to happen in NFL than it is in the NBA. But you have all the pieces to do it, man. It's just about can you keep them together, like Real said. I mean, you have arguably, I think he's top 3, right? I'm not going to necessarily say best. He's top 3 for sure, right? And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who, like I said earlier, just had one of the best seasons ever. J Dub and Chet has taken steps forward. And the best thing about this team is that they're young. So this finals experience that they just got is huge for them moving forward. Because they still gonna be a young team next year. But in reality, like they're old because they just won a championship. Right? They just been through the fire. They went through 3 rounds of the playoffs to get to the championship and they won. Right. So yeah, man, this gonna be a scary team moving forward. I just can't bank on them getting back to the finals for sure or getting a dynasty because we all know injuries happen as well, right? I know some people out there maybe thought Indiana was gonna be able to run it back next year. Well, that ain't gonna happen now because of the Tyrese Halliburton injury for sure, right? Some people thought Tatum and them was gonna run it back. Guess what? It ain't gonna happen because of Tatum. So because of injuries, because of money, because of just the competition in the league, I'm going to say that this is not going to be a dynasty, but only for those reasons. Not because his team is not good, right? Not 'cause I don't have faith in this team. It's just for those 3 reasons. All right. Now I think we're going to get to our next segment, which is one of the biggest trades of recent memory. There's a lot of trades that didn't happen. The Magic made a trade, right? The Wizards made a trade. The Celtics made 2 trades, but this is a trade I think everyone wants to hear us talk about, and this is Kevin Durant going to H-Town. All right, Jerry, I see you licking your chops up there because Jerry is a Rockets fan, but I'm gonna let Rail start this one off. Just give me your reaction to KD going to H-Town. Did you like the trade? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. I did like the trade actually because both teams answered the question that they needed to be met. The Rockets had a question of is Jalen Green that guy, and he wasn't playing good in the playoffs. It's time to get him going. And then on top of that, they needed a guy that they could just go give the ball to and go get a bucket, just the number 1 leading scorer. So they answered that call, and the Suns, they were trying to get KD out of there, and they were trying to get a nice return for him. And in that return, they got Dylan Brooks, who was a 14 point per game player. Then on top of that, they got the 10th overall pick, which would be really, really good. And then they got, as we know, Jalen Green, who could be a young superstar or could be one of the biggest what ifs in basketball. So at the looks of it, it's a great trade for both teams, but I think the Suns ended up winning the trade. Kevin Durant is going to be 37 years old when the ball tips off next season. He has an injury history. Yes, he's a 50, 40, 90 player. He one of the greatest scorers of all time, dribbles like a point guard, but he's getting older. Those injuries aren't going to go anywhere. And whenever KD has went to a team besides the Warriors, what has that team actually done? Nothing. You guys sat there quiet just now.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a very positive impact on the team to where they could go win a championship, and they go do that. I've seen the Nets trade for KD and think they were going to go win a championship. They never touched NBA Finals. I saw the Suns do the same exact thing. They never touched the NBA Finals, and it just seems like every time a team trades for KD, they waste assets, they waste young players who turn into something great. Mikal Bridges turned into a great 3-and-D player. We're going to talk about Jalen Green. He's going to turn into a great player. It's a lot of players.
All right, Jerry, you are a Rockets fan. Jerry, you are the H-Town native. All right, let me know how you feel about the KD trade.
I love the trade. If you go back through different amount of episodes on this podcast from this season, y'all hear me say go get Kevin Durant. Like whenever we get off the show, y'all hear me say go get Kevin Durant. You've heard me around the house all the time saying go get Kevin Durant, and they went and got Kevin Durant. I feel like this answers like the need. Like I understand a lot of people, there's a lot of rebuttal and a lot of dislike with this trade because they feel like we should have went the Thunder route technically. You're acquiring all these young players throughout the draft, throughout like trades. You have a couple of veteran pieces, like let's say, you have Dylan Brooks, not really comparing to Alex Caruso, but it's like that same role. Like he's an older head. He's like kind of a mentor to the players. He's that defensive player. He's that spark that you need. Like you basically have the same structure that the Oklahoma City have. Oklahoma City has SGA. Jalen Green will never come close to being an SGA kind of guy. I'm sorry, he just won't. And I understand first playoffs, you got jitters, you're a little nervous. The man averaged 13 points per game. That's unacceptable. I'm sorry. That can't happen. We went 7 games with Golden State. He had 4 games where he was in single digits. I could understand if you're struggling. I get it. Like he was a 20 points per game guy in the regular season. I understand if you're struggling, but the fact that you had single digits 4 times, that's just unacceptable. I'm sorry. I can't accept it. And then a closeout game, mind you, game 6, you had 38 points. We're thinking, okay, he's starting to, this closeout game, he's going to really – because I didn't even think we were going to be Golden State. I didn't think so. But this team kept giving me hope. They kept giving me some hope. Fred VanVleet playing out of his mind. They kept giving me some hope. And then guess what? Jalen Green had 7 points in the finals, like in the game 7. I don't like it. Like I for one wasn't too high on Jalen Green when we drafted him. I really wasn't. And then he started to prove me wrong a little bit. But that right there told me all I need to know. Like sometimes you can judge a player based off their first playoff series. You really can. And to answer your question about, Kevin Durant's availability, if we really look at it, Kevin Durant has been relatively healthy these past 2 years. Kevin Durant in 2023, 2024, he played 75 games. He played 75 games. And I want to say, including the playoff series where they did get swept by Minnesota. He was there. He was available the whole entire time. This past season, he played 62 games. And I honestly think that at some point, they just gave up. They stopped caring, really, being quite honest. I feel like he can stay healthy. And not only that, because he can stay healthy because he doesn't have to do as much with us. I don't need you crashing the boards. I don't need you trying to, play great defense, lock up somebody else's number one. I would never have you in a position where you're guarding Anthony Edwards on this team. I just will not. Ime Udoka will not allow it to happen. So that's less wear and tear, less strain on his body. Yes, he's 37 years old, but we've seen a lot of people give great contributions and have great seasons at older ages. Like, I don't want to compare him to LeBron because LeBron is just like supernatural. Like, it's crazy how he's been able to stay healthy this long. But even LeBron has started to have little nagging injuries, but he's still hooping. He's still LeBron James. Kevin Durant is still Kevin Durant. I don't care. Like this guy right here, he's going to say, oh my gosh, look at what Phoenix did. Phoenix is terrible. They couldn't even make the play in. Phoenix sucked. Phoenix had no pieces that they had to be able to be a good team. You have 3 so-called stars. Mind you, Bradley Beal isn't a star anymore. He just wasn't hooping like that. Did he play as bad as the media hypes it up? No. He actually played pretty decent, but not to be Bradley Beal. That's the whole point of the media. He did not play good enough to be Bradley Beal. Devin Booker, he's hooping, of course. He's hooping. Mind you, Kevin Durant was 6th in scoring this past season. He was 6th in scoring. What are we trading for Kevin Durant for? To score the basketball. We need somebody that can consistently put the ball in the hoop. That's what Kevin Durant does. And then he also spaces the floor and opens things up for everybody else. He really does. And then on top of that, Real, you talked about when has he ever decided Golden State gone to the team and they've done something. I think we all can recall that we can put an asterisk beside that Brooklyn Nets season. Kyrie Irving gets hurt. James Harden gets hurt. His foot's on the line. Those are 3 reasons why he did not go to the finals and win. Like, mind you, Kevin Durant was willing that team. Kyrie Irving, they are up big. The series like this is just going to be a sweep. Kyrie Irving gets hurt. That's fine. James Harden was already hurt. If y'all remember that, James Harden got hurt before Kyrie Irving. He had a hamstring problem. You can't really play basketball if you have a bad hamstring. Like, that is impossible. That's really, really hard. Guess what? He came back and he was just a fraction of himself. He was just out there on the court trying to contribute as much as he could. Kevin Durant was willing that team. He was willing that team to success. I feel like we can never say at one point that Kevin Durant was the problem. I don't feel like Kevin Durant has been the problem. In Brooklyn, they could have had success if they would have just stayed together. But James Harden, he didn't like how the team wasn't really playing together. Like, at one point, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, they're just sitting on the bench, hurt all the time. And James Harden was the only person active on the court in the game. So they ended up breaking up that squad. This squad in Phoenix, they were never designed to be able to go win a championship. They weren't. It was just a bunch of names on the roster that sound good on paper, but they didn't have no type of team chemistry. They had no type of roles on that team to be able to contend for a championship. Bring it down to Houston, I feel like maybe not this year, maybe not this upcoming season, but the year after that, definitely be in a situation where you can say, hey, Houston can go win it all. I honestly do think so because we have young pieces. We have what we need. Amen Thompson, he's going to be a featured name in this league one day. He is. Alfred Sengun, he's going to be considered one of the best bigs in the league pretty soon, if not already now. Like, these players are only getting better. Yes, bro, I said it. Yes, I'm sorry. You cannot name too many bigs in this league right now that are better than Alfred Sengun. You just can't. You might be able to name 5, but that's a stretch. It honestly is. You have Chet, you have Wemby, you have Nikola Jokic. Joel Embiid doesn't even play. He doesn't play. And outside of those guys, I really don't know who we can just say is clear-cut better than him. I really don't. You got to put some respect on the kid's name. You honestly do. You got to put some respect on his name. And y'all going to find out next season. Y'all really are. Like, he's going to make a leap next year. Amen Thompson is going to make a leap next year. We're bringing in Kevin Durant. And then y'all loved y'all some Jabari Smith last year. I kept saying, hey, let's get rid of Jabari. Let's get rid of Jabari. But you said no. Why y'all want to get he's coming along, right?
I did. I said
Guess
I like
what?
what I saw from him in the playoffs.
Guess who he's about to be working with every single day? Kevin Durant. What does he already do? He shoots the basketball. So what is Kevin Durant going to do? He's going to teach him how to get better at basketball. He's going to help him expand his game. Kevin Durant is going to help a lot of these young players on the team expand their game. He's not just here so we can win now, but he's also here to build our future. He's here to build our future. Mind you, Rel, what did y'all have when SGA first got to the Thunder? Y'all had Chris Paul. Chris Paul showed them boys, hey, this is what it takes. This is what it takes to prepare. This is what it takes to get to that level. Kevin Durant's going to show the Houston Rockets, hey, I've won something before. Follow in my footsteps. I'm going to teach y'all how to become winners. And I guarantee you that next year, I already know this is a segment later in the show. Spoiler alert, next year the Houston Rockets will be in the conference finals. I said it. I have full confidence in this trade. I love what the team just did. We will be in the conference finals next year. We sure will. I love this trade. Like, I know he's about to spew out mad hatred. He's about to go on a rant. He's about to try to discredit everything I just said. Listen, I'm being so for real. Like, this is the most confidence I've had in the Houston Rockets team since James Harden. I'm not talking later years. I'm talking 2016. This is the most confidence I've had since 2016. It honestly is. I feel like this team has enough, not necessarily to win it all. I'm not going to come out and say we're going to win it all. I'm not going to come out and say we're going to go to the championship, but we definitely will be in the conference finals this year. I do believe. And I believe that as we continue to get better, if Kevin Durant's availability stays there, if he can still continue to hoop, which I feel like he will be able to, we will find ourselves starting to be in that title talk. But I love this trade by Houston. I appreciate it. I really do. It was either him or Giannis. I think you have to give away too much for Giannis. So I love the fact that we were able to keep players like Sengun and Amen Thompson. You lost Dylan Brooks. It's a little bit unfortunate because I just personally, he's one of those guys that you love him when he's on your team. You don't like him when he's not on your team. And he really showed me that, hey, this kid can play some ball and he can lock up on defense. So I love this trade, Houston. I appreciate it. I really do. I give my boy Kevin Durant. Easy money sniper down in H-Town. I will be at a lot of games this season, so I really do appreciate it.
Okay, so y'all ever heard that saying, don't pee on my parade, right? Well, I'm about to pee all over your parade. Okay, respectfully. Okay, first of all, don't you ever in your life ever again compare Kevin Durant to LeBron James. Because LeBron James at 37 averaged 30. Go look it up. I just did. He averaged 30 at 37. So don't you ever
Kevin Durant's
put them
averaging
two in the
26 points
same.
per game. He's
Excuse me?
averaging 26 points per game.
Averaging 30, averaging 26, two different things. I averaged 30 that one entire
He
year.
just averaged 26 points per game.
That's two different things. Stop it. That's two different things.
26 points per game.
Stop
4
it. And
points.
LeBron
Yeah, you can
James.
take 4 points. You can have your 4 points.
LeBron James' impact on the game at his age now is bigger than LeBron and then Kevin Durant's impact. So just don't compare the two. Nobody, you can't compare nobody to LeBron when it comes to.
That is so true.
Okay, so but you just said like LeBron can give good minutes and LeBron can do good at an older age. Kevin Durant can don't compare nobody to LeBron. Anybody. I don't care if it's Kevin Durant. I don't care who it is. Don't do that. Second of all, okay, I don't understand how you can be so confident in KD coming to Houston. Okay, because in my honest opinion, y'all made the right move by trading Jalen Green. Okay, that was cool, right? But what you got back in return is not what I would have wanted if I was y'all. Like I compare it to the Orlando Magic trade. Like get you somebody like Desmond Bain, somebody that's an upgrade on the roster, right? And is younger. Don't play the win now game. That's the game y'all are playing. Jerry, if y'all go to the playoffs next year and don't get past round one, you failed.
We will though. But we
If
will.
y'all go to the playoffs next year and y'all get to round two and lose, you failed. If y'all go to the playoffs next year and lose in the conference finals, you failed.
No,
if y'all go to yes, you did,
That is
because
not
this
true.
is with getting
That
Kevin
is not
Durant,
true.
you are in win now. You are
That
in
is not
championship
true.
mode.
That
You
is
have to
fine.
win the championship.
Getting to the conference finals, that is championship mode.
No.
Yes.
That's not why you made the trade.
First year off the trade, if you get to the conference finals, yes. That is
not why you made this trade, though. You made this trade to win a finals. You don't go get Kevin Durant just to get to the
Kevin
conference
Durant's
finals.
not playing one season. He's not up and retiring after one season like Aaron Rodgers is about to. He's not doing it.
Okay, but I don't
He's
think
going
even
to
next
be
year.
here for at least 2 years.
And I don't think in 2 years y'all are going to win the championship, which is why I don't think y'all should have made this move. Is my whole entire point. Okay, that's my whole
We definitely
thing.
shouldn't have got a player like Desmond Bain. He's not a number one guy.
You said what?
He's not a number one guy. If we would have traded for Desmond Bain, I would have lost my mind. He's not a number one guy.
I did not say Desmond Bain. I said a player like Desmond Bain. And if Sengun,
give me a name. Give me somebody that we should have traded.
Sengun is going in the direction you say he's going in, which I think me and Real agree. He's going to keep getting better. You can run the offense through Sengun. They run the offense through Jokic with Denver. So you can run the offense through Sengun. Fred VanVleet showed me in the playoffs that he can be a legit scorer on this team. I'm not saying a 28 per game kind of guy, but Fred VanVleet is solid. So what I'm saying is you would have Sengun run the offense, right? Y'all are great defensively. You could have added a Desmond Bain-like player. I'm not saying Desmond Bain, right? There's other players. For example, I would have liked y'all adding a Jordan Poole. That would have been cool, in my opinion. I would have liked that moving forward because he's younger and his ceiling is still. I still think Jordan Poole is a bucket, all right? We went to Washington and everything just went south. But I do think he's still a bucket. And shout out to Rail, your New Orleans Pelicans, right? Because Rail from New Orleans. He's a Thunder fan, but he's from New Orleans, so he support the Pelicans. Y'all got Jordan Poole. All right, so y'all could have had a pool party, and that would have been just fine. But with this KD trade, I just think y'all put yourselves in a position that y'all don't want to be in. Mind you, there's still a bunch of teams I'm taking over y'all if y'all play them head-to-head in the playoffs. Y'all not going to beat the Thunder. Okay, you're not going to beat the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets would definitely beat y'all easily. I think it would be like a 6-game, 5-game series, honestly, with the Nuggets.
That I don't know. I don't, because guess what? The same problem that, and I'm not comparing us to Thunder in no way, but we do play defense. The Thunder play defense, and that gave the Nuggets a problem. Did it not?
They gave the Nuggets a problem, but Sengun is going to get murdered by Jokic in a 7-game series.
And we thought that Nikola Jokic was going to murder OKC. He didn't.
But they got a better chance with Chet and Hartenstein than you got with Sengun.
They didn't even, at one point, they had Alex Caruso on him.
That was later in the series, but from
let's be real. Like it's possible to beat the Nuggets. The Thunder just showed that it's possible to beat the Nuggets.
Real. Y'all are not the Thunder. Stop saying that. They have Shea. Y'all don't have a Shea.
We have Kevin Durant.
Is not Shea.
We have Kevin Durant. Y'all are forgetting who Kevin Durant is. It's actually sad. I'm disappointed in y'all.
You won't average that much this year.
Nobody said Kevin Durant is buns. We're saying Kevin Durant is not Shea. You swear up and down y'all just got a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. No, y'all did not.
We don't need a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. We need somebody who can go get a bucket.
Shea is a scoring champ. Shea is the league MVP. You did not get a Shea, so don't say that.
I got a walking bucket. That's what I got. I got a 7-foot walking bucket. That's what I got. I got a guy that at the age of 36 on a Buns team averaged 26 points per game.
It missed the play-in.
Because the team was terrible. Tell me why his team should have been successful. They had no reason being in play-in conversation. The team was terrible, okay? And one way they had Bol starting. Bol is not a good basketball player in the NBA. He's just not. He's not cut out for the NBA. He's not. He can go over to the little big 3 league. He can go to the 1v1 leagues, and he can go crazy. He's a good, solid 1v1 player, but he's not a good NBA basketball player. Tell me what he has done. That team has no point guard. That team had Devin Booker running point guard. Respectfully, Devin Booker's best years came from whenever he had a point guard in Chris Paul. That team had nobody out there to space the floor. Nobody. The team's head coach was trash too. That team was in no way ready to be successful. I'm getting tired of us blaming Kevin Durant when he did his part. He averaged 26 points per game. What do you ask Kevin Durant every time he steps on that court to go score the basketball? He was the 6th best person at doing that last year at the age of 36. So let's please stop saying Kevin Durant can't do this. Kevin Durant can. Yes, he can. He's still efficient. He's still getting buckets. He's still averaging 26 points per game. And I think that number can go up because he's playing with a better team. So please, let's stop. Let's stop bringing up the Phoenix Suns because that conversation is dead, honestly.
We are not going to just skip over the fact that he missed the play-in. I didn't say make the playoffs. He missed the play-in. Him and Devin Booker on it. What?
He missed the play-in in the West. Him and Devin Booker both hooped. What more could he have done? What more did you want him to do? They were getting blown out by teams, and he's still averaging 26 points per game. What does he have to do? Average 32?
We are not going to excuse a all-star, a future Hall of Famer for missing the play-in tournament. They expanded the playoffs, and you still missed it. I'm not finna just skip over that. It's same with Devin Booker. Shame on you too for missing the play-in. I could care less. You know Kevin Durant has not made it past the second round since he's been with Golden State. You know this, right? So you thinking that Kevin Durant about to just come over here, it's gonna be sunshine and rainbows? It's crazy work to me. Same with the media, same with everyone thinking like their odds to win. I don't know if it's the West or to win the championship is like the second highest, right behind the Thunder. That is crazy work. Why do we believe that it's the once again? You're saying he hasn't been hurt the past 2 years, but if he does get something does get hurt, you're 37 now. There's no just bouncing back from it. So there's still that aspect we have to think about, right? And then with the Suns, at least there was nights where D Book was number one. There was nights where Kevin Durant was number one. There was nights where D Book went on the stretch to be the best player on the team. You're by far going to be the number one option on this team. So can
Y'all
you
just
put
said
the
we can
team
run the
on your
offense
back?
through Sengun.
You said what?
You just said we can run the offense through Sengun. So what's the
No,
problem?
no. I made that argument whenever I said you could have got a Desmond Bain or a player like that. That's what I said. With Kevin Durant, the offense not going through Sengun no more. You just said you got a bucket getter. That's what you just said.
I did. I got
So
a
this
bucket
offense
getter.
is going through Kevin Durant.
I did. I got a bucket getter.
Okay, and we're gonna see how far this bucket getter get. This is crazy.
You're right. He's getting us to the conference finals. Trust. He's getting us to the conference finals. I can't. And this is what sucks. I wish they would have just waited to make this trade, but unfortunately they couldn't because they gave up their first round pick, which the draft is happening. So unfortunately we couldn't wait till further down the line. So now we just have to wait all this summer, wait the first 2 months of football to get back to this point. And then y'all gonna say you can't focus on the beginning of the season. So pretty much we have to wait almost a whole entire year to see how this trade panned out. I can't wait.
Real, you and me on the same page, bro. You know, Jerry sound like Jerry actually sound like you did with the Thunder, right? Where I just did not believe a word he was saying, but except this time, Jerry not gonna be right. I'm telling you that right now. This hype is ridiculous, and it's okay. You got a star. This is the first star I've had since James Harden. I understand the hype. I understand you're excited. But let's be real about these expectations. Saying the Western Conference Finals is just crazy work. Because you're basically saying you ain't worried about the Nuggets, you ain't worried about the Timberwolves, you're not worried about the Lakers. You're saying you're not worried about none of these other teams.
If we play back this playoffs next year, we're going to beat Golden State, and then we would beat Minnesota. That's not crazy to say at all. It's just not crazy to say. Y'all already said it. Julius Randle's buns. Y'all say it every single day on this podcast. You say it's every single day in the house. Julius Randle just can't play basketball. He's not good. You said he's just one up from a role player. He's really not that good, but we have to give him some credit because he has 3 All-Star appearances. You say it every single day. So you don't think that a Houston Rockets team that is only gonna get better, mind you, they were good enough to be the second seed without Kevin Durant. They acquired Kevin Durant. They couldn't beat Golden State and Minnesota.
You know why I know? Because every time Ant plays KD, he gets built. Every time he play KD, he get built. He in his face clapping, laughing at the old man because he don't respect him. Okay, so guess what?
KD be doing his thing. KD go look at when they play against each other.
But he can't beat him. But he can't beat him.
Because the team was terrible.
He just got swept by him. He just got swept by him.
He was terrible. Guess what? Now he's on the second seed in the West. So guess what? He's going to beat Minnesota. He would beat Golden State.
Oh my goodness, bro! This is hilarious.
I have full confidence in my team. I know it's and mind you, we have one of the best coaches in basketball. Hey, bro. Hey, Rail. I don't know if it's gonna be you, but we'll see somebody in the conference finals. That's for sure. I know that.
He said he don't know if it's gonna be you, but he knows it's gonna be the Rockets. You don't know if it's gonna be the Thunder, but you know it's gonna be the Rockets.
Because like for example, next year, Thunder could be number 1 seed, Rockets could be number 2 seed. We'll make it from our side. Rail's got to make it from his side. That's all it is. Okay. It's okay. It's cool. I love it. I love it.
Let's move on to our next segment, which is our way too early. See, we already ready for next season, but let's give our way too early conference finals predictions. All right, real quick. You go up first. You let me know. No, actually, sorry, Jerry going up first. Jerry, let me know your conference finals. We already know it's the Rockets. So who else is it gonna be?
All right. Well, this is, mind y'all, this is off of all I've seen, all the moves I've seen to date. Of course, like the Lakers they're probably going to go get a big man. They haven't made any moves yet.
Yeah, way too early. Way too early, yeah.
Way too early. So if y'all go and look at the past recent NBA history, no champion has made it past the second round. This is the Boston Celtics, who we honestly think that this year the Boston Celtics, in the playoffs at least, were going to be a better team than OKC because they were coming off of a championship experience. You had Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They were about to lose that. It looked like they were going to lose that series to the Knicks, whether Jason Tatum was healthy or not. Okay, you go back to the Denver Nuggets. They got put out by Anthony Edwards. We just knew they were going to go back. Like all these teams that win the championship, they don't get past the second round. And this is dating back to, I want to say, either Toronto or the Los Angeles Lakers. I think the Lakers break the cycle because I think that's the year that LeBron got hurt and they made trades and they didn't make the playoffs. So with that being said, way too early conference finals predictions. Until I see the moves that be made in the West, I'm going to say that the Thunder don't make the conference finals. I think history's going to repeat itself. So I think that this might be a situation like this year. Like you already heard from the past segment, I have the Houston Rockets going just because we just got Kevin Durant and we're going to get better. Yes, I said it. I'll say it again. I have the Houston Rockets going to the conference finals.
We heard you the first time. We heard you the first time.
I said I had to say it again because of your reaction. Okay? And so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say that in the conference finals, I think that it'll be the Houston Rockets. And I'm going to go ahead and say the Los Angeles Lakers. I'll say it. I'll say Los Angeles Lakers just because I feel like Luka is on a mission. I feel like Luka not just has something to prove. I've been hearing that he's like on a strict diet. He's in the gym every single day. And I think that he's going to stick to it just because we all know that the Los Angeles media is a lot different than the Dallas media. So whenever Luka was just getting buckets in Dallas and it wasn't necessarily translating to wins before they went to the finals, it wasn't that big of a problem. Nobody was out here saying Luka Doncic is overweight and can't play defense. I didn't hear that debate until the finals, and I didn't hear that debate until he got to the Lakers. Because, you get to the finals, it's a different type of coverage. You get to Los Angeles, they're looking every single day when you watch First Take or you watch any type of sports show, if they're talking about basketball, 9 times out of 10, you're going to see a segment about the Lakers. You're going to see a segment about LeBron James. So Luka has gotten himself into a new type of spotlight. So I think that Luka's going to stay locked in. I do think that, mind y'all, this is based off of the team right now, but I just know that they're going to make a move to go get it big. I've heard that they're thinking about signing Nas Reed. I know that they have their eyes out for other big men. So I do think that the Los Angeles Lakers will make it to the conference finals next year, and they'll be facing up against the Rockets. I honestly do. Fast forward to the East. This is I'm not gonna lie, it's a tough one. It really is, because teams that you think will come back, they're not coming back. The Bucks aren't going to be nowhere near. The Celtics aren't going to be nowhere near. They're splitting up their team, and they have no Jason Tatum for next year. The Indiana Pacers, they don't have Tyrese Halliburton. I think that they'll make the playoffs just because the East is a little weak, but I don't think that they will be able to contend to get to the conference finals just because they don't have Tyrese Halliburton. So that clearly leaves you with the Knicks. I do think the Knicks will get back to the conference finals. You have Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is like, he hasn't reached his prime yet. He hasn't. He's going to continue to get better. And I don't know how he's going to find ways to score the ball better, but he's going to become more efficient. And I think that over time he'll start to get his teammates involved a little bit more. Like Real did say, there's a lot of ISO ball. It was Jalen Brunson running up the whole shot clock and just taking a shot. I think that the new head coach, whoever it will be, will end up getting that team right and will help Jalen Brunson become more of a facilitator. So I do have the Knicks. And then with that being said, let's just say Philadelphia can stay healthy. I think that if Joel Embiid can stay healthy, I know Paul George said that he wasn't healthy this year. Coming straight out of the gate during preseason, he got hurt and he wasn't able to get back healthy. Wasn't able to be 100%. He didn't feel like himself. I think that they both can get healthy. If they don't split up this team, you have Jerry McCain coming back who is off injury. We know what Tyrese Maxey can do. They have a couple of pieces around them that will be able to, just come out there and contribute to their team's success. So Joel Embiid, because we all know when Joel Embiid is healthy, he is one of them ones. He is in a debate with Nikola Jokic, we all feel like, to be the best big in the league. We know he can score. Like, we know what he brings to the table. And so I feel like if he can stay healthy, if Paul George can stay healthy, that team has a very good chance, with the East being wide open, to make the conference finals.
All right, bro. Let me know your final four for next year.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and start off in the East too. Like we've been saying all playoffs, man. We're buying stock into this team. We're buying stock into this team, and I put all my stock into Orlando. Like we said, since Jason Tatum got hurt, that East is wide open. Anybody could win that East, and Banchero was the best player in that series, like you say all the time, and I think he could be the best player in the East easily. So if he just puts his head down, Wagner puts his head down, they could all get healthy. We all talk about that Desmond Bain addition. I think this Magic team could be really scary. And the best thing about it is they kind of remind me of OKC. They got the Shea, they got the Wagner. I mean, they got the Shea, the Jalen Williams because they have Banchero and they got Wagner. You know, they got a good duo over there. They got really good young pieces that play defense coming off the bench. So I think that Orlando Magic team will definitely be in the conference finals. And then moving on to my second pick, I'm actually going to double back Jarek on this. I think the 76ers will be in the conference finals 100%. Like Jarek said, Joel Embiid is one of the best basketball players in the NBA whenever he's healthy. He's a clear MVP whenever he's healthy. Then we talk about Tyrese Maxey, who I think is the best scoring guard in the NBA besides say Gilgeous Alexander. Like when he gets hot, he just gets hot. Like he can light anybody up. He's just so dangerous. And then you talk about Paul George, who could 100% still get it done. He was dealing with injuries all year last year, still was getting buckets. And then on top of that, they have the number 3rd overall pick in this year's draft. So you know what I'm saying? We didn't even include that into the conversation. They could have a game changer come in at 3 tonight. So I think the Sixers could be a really, really good team. And I think they'll definitely be in the conference finals. So Sixers versus Magic, way too early conference finals. Then moving over to the West, y'all know I'm going to OKC all day. They got the best team in the league. They got the best roster in the league. And on top of that, their lottery pick last year, Nikola Topic didn't even play. He didn't play not one single minute this year. So we're getting 2 rookies. We're getting Nikola Topic this year. And then on top of that, OKC has pick 15, pick 24, and pick 44. So I think this OKC team is so good 1 through 12. They don't even use all 3 of those picks. They're going to combine those picks. They're going to trade up and go get another game changer in the top 10. So I can see OKC having 2 really, really good first-round picks this year coming in and making a huge impact. And I definitely got them going to the conference finals. Then I'm going to throw you guys a curveball. Way too early conference finals prediction. I'm going to go with the New Orleans Pelicans, man. Like Jay Best just said, they just brought a pool party to New Orleans, bro. They just brought a pool party there. So I think when you talk about DeJounte Murray, who's coming back from an injury, who we all know is one of the best two-way guards in the NBA, he's an absolute animal. Then you talk about Jordan Poole coming off the bench. We all saw how good Jordan Poole was coming off the bench. He just came off a career year being the number 1 option. So everybody, these defenses are focusing on Jordan Poole. He still had a career year. That's crazy. Just imagine him coming off the bench for us. Then we talk about Herb Jones, first-team all-defense, one of the best defenders in the league. Then you move over to the 3, you got Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy is an all-star this year. Like, we all saw the leap he keeps on making. He's going crazy. We talk about Zion Williamson. He's crazy, a superstar whenever he's playing. Then we talk about Yazette Messi, a really, really good rookie big man last year. Then, this bench is crazy. We talk about GTA all the time. We talk about Brandon Boston all the time. Like, this team is really, really good. This team is really deep. And I ain't even get to the best part. The New Orleans Pelicans have the 7th overall pick this year. So they have a lot of pieces. All they got to do is stay healthy. So New Orleans, OKC, way too early conference finals prediction. I think those are the best teams in the West by far.
Okay, I like that. That was a deep one. I wasn't expecting that. But the problem with your pick, if I may, is just the health concern of Zion Williamson, right? But I'm gonna start with the West, and I'm gonna go with OKC. All right, I do think they're still one of the best teams in the league. Like Real said, they can trade up tonight and get a really good piece in the draft as well, which is more youth, and he can learn under these other young guys. These other young guys just won the championship, right? So I think they're set up for success. But I'm gonna go with the Nuggets as of right now. Like Jerry said, the Lakers have not made any moves yet, so I'm not. I will be biased to just sit up here and say the Lakers. Jarek said it, but I'll be biased to say the Lakers. I'm gonna say the Nuggets, man. The Nuggets to me still have one of the best starting 5 in all of basketball. Now I don't know if they're gonna move Michael Porter Jr. I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but I would keep the team together. The pieces on the bench, like the Peyton Watsons, right? The Julian, is it Stallworth, I believe. I believe his last name Strother, I think Strother. Yeah, Julian Strother, right? Christian Brown. These young guys got experience in the playoffs, right? They went Game 7 with the champs. Right, so I do think these guys are going to get better. They should just make an addition. I like the and keep Russ. I would keep Russ off the bench. All right, I think Russ. I think that was a good piece they had. It's really hit or miss with Russ, but I still think it was a good piece they had. And on top of that, their new coach, I believe David Adelman, he did good for his first playoffs as an intern. Right, he coached pretty well. Right, so I think if you get another year with them, they're going to get better. All right, so that's going to be my Western Conference Finals. And in the East, I love the 76ers pick. I do from both of y'all, but I can't. Okay, I can't. Y'all know how much I love Joel, but I can't. Okay, if I had to make a bet today with my money, I would not bet on a player that might not even play half the season. You know what I'm saying? So him shutting it down early last year might help, but I feel y'all, but I can't do it. All right, but I'm gonna go with the Orlando Magic. Okay, I love the Desmond Bain trade. I love what I saw from Paulo in Series 1 against the Celtics. All right, Jared was a big Paulo guy. I wasn't, but when I saw him go head to head with Jason Tatum, and I really could tell you that he was the best player in that series, that showed me that he's ready. All right, he's ready to take that next step. He's ready to lead a team. Right, Franz Wagner, Desmond Bain, they got a good team around them. Great defensive team. All right, and I'm looking for most improved year, a six-man a year kind of sort for Anthony Black. He has to come off that bench, right? He has to step up because Cole Anthony's gone. So I'm expecting him to take a step forward as well. I love their coach also. But then my next team, I'm surprised neither one of y'all said this. I'm going with the Knicks. Okay, I like what I saw from them this past year. They still got the best starting five in the East, right? When you look at Brunson, you look at Bridges, you look at OG, Carl, and Josh Hart. They still got the best starting five. Now I don't know who their head coach is going to be, but just with that starting five off rip, they should be in a good position, right? And then I don't know about their money situation, but all they gotta do is add pieces. Don't trade nothing away, right? I remember they was in like KD talks and stuff like that. I wouldn't do nothing like that. Keep this team together and run it back. And it shouldn't be that hard for whatever new head coach they get to come in and get them playing at the level they played this past year. But I like both of y'all picks. The Pelicans is a deep one. The 76ers is a good one. I just can't bet and bank on the health of Zion and Joel Embiid. Those are the two most injured players in the league, right? So I just wouldn't I wouldn't feel comfortable betting on them, but I respect those picks. All right. But real quick, let's go in this episode with our new segment called Buy or Sell. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna name 5 NFL teams. All right, and us three are gonna let y'all know are we buying stock in them or are we selling stock? Right, we're buying if we think they're gonna have a really good season, maybe a playoff team, right? Maybe even a dark horse for Super Bowl, right? Or we're gonna sell if we think they're gonna be bad this year or take steps back. All right. So the first team we got up, and Jared, you up first. We got the Rams. Okay, are you buying or are you selling?
I'm gonna buy stock in this team. I think that they're gonna win their division. I think that with the teams they have around them in their division, they just can't like compete with their talent. And they lost Cooper Kupp, but they added Devontae Adams, and they have a very young defense that's hungry. And like you see what the defense did last year in the playoffs, they were in a tight game with the Philadelphia Eagles, who wanted to win the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna buy stock in them.
All right, real.
Yes, sir. I'm buying stock into them all day. The Los Angeles Rams have the best receiver in the league. I feel like with Puka Nacua, he's coming into being one of the best receivers in the league. Then you add Devontae Adams and Matthew Stafford. You know, they got Kyron Williams still one of the best offensive play callers. So I'm definitely buying stock into them all day.
Facts. I love this team. I'm buying stock. The only reason why I would not make them a Super Bowl like pick is because of the Eagles, right? In the same conference as the Eagles, so I wouldn't do that. But think about it: Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams, Puka, and Devontae Adams in the same offense. I feel like there's nothing else I really need to say. On top of that, this is a run first team. This team likes to run the ball with Kyron. So think about it: you got a plan for the run, but I still got to deal with Devontae and with Puka. And you upgraded from going from Cooper Kupp to Devontae Adams. And the defense is young and good. So I really like this team. I'm buying. All right, next up, we're heading over to the AFC. We got the Broncos. Real, are you buying or are you selling?
Yes, sir. I'm buying stock into them all day. You know, they got Sean Payton, one of the best head coaches of all time. Then they got Bo Nix. You got Bo Nix with Sean Payton calling the plays, and that team is just getting better and better and better. That defense is getting better. A whole bunch of free agent signings. One of the best corners in the draft just came to Denver. They got the best secondary in the league by far. I'm definitely buying stock into them all day.
Thanks, Jared.
I'm buying, like you said, it starts with that defense. They have a great defense. This will be one of the top defenses again in the league. They have the best corner. Like you said, they added one of the best corners in the draft, added one of the best safeties out of free agency. You have Dre Greenlaw. And then on top of having Bo Nix on offense, they finally addressed the run game needs. They have RJ Harvey out of UCF. Go watch his tape. he's gonna definitely open up the offense for Bo Nix and help them out, especially because they didn't go get another weapon necessarily from to throw the ball to. But now this run game will just help open up the field for Bo Nix. I'm gonna buy stock.
All right, I am buy. Okay, this is also one of my dark horse picks to make a Super Bowl run. I don't think they will, but this, if I had to bet on somebody making a run that nobody thinks they will, it will be the Broncos. All right. One person that y'all didn't mention. So y'all mentioned the defense, y'all mentioned the offense with R.J. Harvey, Bo Nix, Sean Payton, and one thing I didn't mention, I think it's gonna be a big addition, is Evan Ingram. All right, I think Evan Ingram is going to be big in this offense. It's an offense coached by Sean Payton, right? So you already know the offense is going to be good. He doesn't need that much when it comes to weapons. Look what he did last year. But you just added a really good tight end to Evan Ingram. And one thing about R.J. Harvey is he loved catching balls, right? We saw it in college. And I think that Sean Payton loves getting the ball to his running backs. So this is going to be a really good team, in my honest opinion. And the Chiefs might want to watch out when we talk about the division, all right?
Next
But
team.
it's a stretch. That's a stretch. I know it's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Next team.
All right.
Let's go. Next team.
But next up, we got the Lions, man. G, are you buying or are you selling?
I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna sell just because I feel like the teams in their division have gotten a little bit better, and also on top of that, I don't know coming off of that playoff performance, I don't know how confident I am in Jared Goff. I'm not gonna write them out just yet. I think they'll be in the playoffs. I think they'll be a pretty good team, but when it comes playoff time, I don't know how much they can depend on Jared Goff to get them over the hump, to get them over to that next level. So I'm gonna sell my stock.
All right, real buy or sell for the Detroit Lions.
Buy all day. Best running back duo of all time, and that's coming from a Saints fan. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, still that. Then you got Jamison Williams and Armand St. Brown, one of the best wide receiver duos. Still got the best O-line in football. Then your defense is finally getting healthy. Your best player is coming back on defense. I'm definitely buying stock into this Lions team all day. They will be right back. They will be right back contending in the NFC. I promise.
All right. I think me and Jerry are going to agree on this. I'm going with the line. I'm going with sale. Sorry. I think the offensive line, they're still good. Don't get it twisted, but they lost two key pieces, right? Their center, and I believe their left tackle, if I'm not mistaken. That's who they lost this offseason. And then Jared Goff. I think he has had the luxury of playing with really good offensive mind coaches, right? Sean McVay. Because when he first got to the league, he didn't look that good. Then Sean McVay got to the Rams and Jared Goff looked good, right? Then he came to the Lions. He has Ben Johnson. So to me, he needs somebody that can kind of draw it up for him and make it easier on his play. Because I don't think he's a guy that we think can just drop back 40 times and make plays. I really don't think that that's the kind of Jared Goff that we think he is. But then also I'm looking around this division and it's competitive. Right, I'm looking at the Bears. I'm expecting a big year 2 from Caleb Williams, who has Ben Johnson, right, who just was with Jared Goff. The Vikings, even though I don't think J.J. McCarthy is going to be that good, I do think they're still going to be able to compete with a team like the Lions, right? And then you look at the Packers, who everybody's sleeping on, but we got to remember this is Matt LaFleur, right, who always does really well with his teams. And Jordan Love, I'm expecting a bounce back year, right? He had that really good rookie year, right? He had fell off last year, and like Jared's expecting C.J. Stroud to have a big year this year, right? Bouncing back from his sophomore slump, basically. Jordan Love kind of had a sophomore slump, right? So you never know. This division is very, very tough. It's basically what I'm saying. So I'm going to go ahead and sell my stock in the Lions. They might be fighting for a wild card spot at best, because I think the Bears are going to snatch this division. All right, moving on to our next team. We got the Cincinnati Bengals. Rail, you going to buy or sell?
Buy all day. I mean, sell all day. Like, sell all day. Sell every single player they got. Like, no, that team is going to be bad once again. They obviously don't care about prioritizing, which was their defense. They did not touch that defense at all. Then the one piece they did make to that defense, they're not even trying to sign them. So I'm going to sell stock into that team all day. All they care about is offense and putting up points. So that's not how you win championships.
Facts, Jared.
You hit the nail on the head. I'm selling. You can't just depend on Joe Burrow to drop back 50 times and win football games. You can't. I don't think so. And I think that they honestly, it's to any other team in the AFC North, they got a little bit disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're in one of the hardest divisions in the league, and you didn't add on to your defense. You didn't add on to your defense when you have to go against the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. When I'm not gonna lie, I'm expecting some success from this Aaron Rodgers move. You have to go against the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers. Like, I feel like they got a little bit too disrespectful. At least they got teams like the Chiefs and the Bills. I'm selling all day. Their defense was terrible last year. Their defense will be terrible this year. And once again, it'll be a superhero type performance from Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and it won't be enough. I'm selling.
Yep, I'm sell, sell, sell. I think last year the biggest problem was defense. This year the biggest problem is going to be defense. I don't understand, if you have a top 5 QB in the league, why did you need to keep T. Higgins? That's my question. Right? T. Higgins is a good talent, do not get it twisted. But I do believe you have arguably the best receiver in the league with a top 5 quarterback. You can go add a receiver in the draft. Right, you could use that first round pick this year to add in the draft if you would have just went and said, okay, we're gonna let T. Higgins go. Let's sign some good defensive players for agency. Right, let's go ahead and let's get Trey Hendrickson situated, because he's still not situated. I don't know what's happening with him. Right, so to me, why are you trying to keep T. Higgins and Jamar Chase around Joe? Joe can do it. I think he's a big boy. I think he can do it without T. Higgins, right? Because you have Jamar freaking Chase. Like their whole approach to this season to me just did not make sense. So I'm selling the Bengals. Last but not least, we got the Dallas Cowboys. Jared, are you buying or are you selling?
This is hard. I'm gonna sell. I'm sorry. I'm gonna sell. I love the George Pickens move. Him playing off of CD Lamb playing off of George Pickens. I love it. Like, coming from a Steelers fan, we know how good George Pickens can be. I feel like he's more of that deep threat. Just go down the field, go and get it. And CD is more of that route runner. He'll run every route in the route tree. Utility player. You can use him anywhere on the field. The offense got better. But it's that man behind center. I'm sorry. I'm not convinced in Dak Prescott. I'm not. I think that this might be his final year. I think they might move on from him. Something that tells me that they're getting ready to move on from him and exploring options is the fact they went and got Joe Milton. Like, you went and got a young guy that could possibly be the future of your franchise, knowing what you just made, getting George Pickens, getting the CD Lamb. I don't like Dak Prescott. I'm sorry. I don't. The fact that he's the highest paid quarterback, it still bothers me to this day. He's not good enough. And I think that he will be their downfall. He will be what holds them back. They're not going to win the division. You have the Philadelphia Eagles. They won't be better than the Commanders. They won't be better than the Rams. They won't be better than the Lions or the Vikings or the Bears. I think that, honestly, a lot of people have high hopes for Dallas just because of that George Pickens move. This is going to be another failure season. And y'all can come back to this episode of the podcast and be like, Jared, was right. I'm selling.
All right, Real, you buying or selling Dallas? You on mute?
Yeah, I'm gonna sell Dallas all day. I think they'll be a solid team. They're gonna be a 10-7 team. The George Pickens move was a good move, but I just don't think they have enough to win in that division. You got Jaden Daniels in that division. You got Jalen Hurts in that division. Some really, really good football teams in that division. And the Giants, they got the best pass rush in the whole entire league. So you can't just walk past them. So I think the Cowboys will have a tough year. So I'm selling all day.
All right, I think we have sell. Okay, for one, their head coach is Brian Schottenheimer. Like, if you are in win now mode because you have the highest paid quarterback in history, why in the world would you hire a first time head coach? Right, that to me don't make sense. I mean, you're not really serious about winning because you're hiring a coach. You're experimenting with a head coach. You already got a quarterback that's shaky and Dak Prescott. So that's where you went wrong, first of all. And then this offseason, they added George Pickens, right? But what else did you? To me, if you're the Cowboys, you should be going all in. Right, like last year. Why didn't you get Derrick Henry? Right, like they're not making these aggressive moves they need to make when they got the highest paid quarterback ever. Like, his expectation is to win a Super Bowl. Period, point blank. When you make him the highest paid player ever. Sorry, not quarterback, player. He has to win a Super Bowl. And it's not going to happen. Like Jerry said, I don't think he's going to finish his contract with this team because he just can't get it done in the playoffs. And not only that, but it's proximity. You're around the Commanders. You're around the Eagles. I don't have faith in you beating one of them two teams in the division, which means you're automatically fighting for a 6 or 7 seed. And you're fighting with teams like the 49ers if things go right. Right? You're fighting with teams like the Bears or the Lions. Right, you're fighting with teams like the Bucks. If Atlanta makes some noise, like, you're fighting for 2 spots automatically. I think the Commanders and Eagles will be in the playoffs, so I'm definitely going to sell Dallas. All right, and that is it from the Straight to the Point podcast today, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you check out my TikTok, Facebook, and IG at the bottom of the screen. All right, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Y'all stay blessed. It's your boy J Best, Jared, and Real. We out.